All right, hello guys, welcome. Um, just to say hello to everyone real fast before shuffling you guys over to Discord. Please get your Discord set up. You can find that in the link of this video. And we will start actually doing the live speaking class very soon. So again, just to show you guys what I mean, if you guys are watching this video, 7 watching, fantastics. Please don't forget to hit that like button and then hit Discord, which is right down here. Accept the invite and just continue to Discord. You may need to create an account in order to speak, but it is very straightforward. Please check your mic and make sure everything is working beforehand. All right, guys, I look forward to seeing you guys there in about 10 minutes. See you soon.
shriveled as an old maid's.
Amen. Wonderful.
So as it gets wider, the features get smaller.
Okay, hello everybody. We're just doing a quick mic check to make sure that the sound is working. If you guys can hear me, please say hello. Okay, awesome. We are just going to do one more quick mic check for me, which is to make sure that I can hear your guys' voices in Discord. So I'm going to go into the mic check room. Hello, can you hear me, Cheng?
Yes.
Okay.
Hello, can you hear me, Cheng?
Okay, and it all works. Fantastic. Thank you, Cheng. I'm going to leave, and I hope to talk to you soon. Okay, by the way, if anyone wants to do a mic check, feel free to jump into the mic check room. It looks like everyone's jumping into the mic check room. That's fantastic. I will be putting you guys into separate groups when we start actually talking. So there's lots of you guys in there. Turn on your mic, make sure people can hear you, and then we're good to go. Awesome. Okay, by the way, this is what Discord looks like. Again, you can find it by following the link. Again, make sure that you guys are watching live. And when you guys are chatting with your friends, please make sure that you guys are your video so that you can hear your friend. But then please unmute it afterwards. Again, if you like this content, please press a like. It really helps us out a lot. It also helps us out a lot if you share. Me and Phil are trying really hard to grow this channel. And the more people watching, the better. Hello, Robin. Again, the Discord link is right here. It looks like most people are good to go. You can find today's document here. Just click it and it will open up for you. And this is especially for people who are watching on mobile. Sometimes we have a problem where it's a little bit blurry if you're watching on your phone. So you guys can click and see the document itself while you guys are listening to the live stream. Just to quickly go over today's schedule, we did our mic check. We're going to do a little bit of pronunciation practice. We are going to brainstorm some questions. Very quickly talk about how you can improve. And then most of this class will be you guys talking, which is exactly what you guys are here for. Whoa, 21 people. That is so many. I don't think I've ever had a live stream with this many people. Welcome, guys. Thanks for joining. Let's get started. So first we're going to do some pronunciation practice, like I said. First of all, before we look at the sentences I have, does anyone have a sentence that they want to share? Maybe a sentence that they want to practice saying? If you do, put it in chat and I will put it up here and we can practice saying it together. So this could be a sentence that you want to practice during a conversation, or maybe a sentence you want to make sure you can pronounce correctly on a mock exam, or it could be a sentence from a TV show that you really like. Anything is okay. Hello, Regana, and hello, I'm sorry, I'm very bad with names. Balijutikar. Nice to see you guys. Thanks for joining. So this pronunciation practice. Before we get into the actual sentences, I want to remind you guys of what you guys can do to improve your pronunciation on your own. This is outside of class. There are 6 steps. The first 2 steps help you with your general listening ability. The second 2 steps help you with hearing the unstressed words that causes a lot of people problems. A lot of students make grammar mistakes. A lot of students make speaking mistakes because they don't hear the correct word. A native speaker speaking is too fast. There's too many unstressed syllables, and then they think they heard it correctly, and when they say it, it's wrong. Steps 3 and 4 will help you fix that problem. Finally, step 5 and 6 is what will help you have the rhythm of English. English has a rhythm because it's stress timed. We've talked about this in previous videos, but basically what that means is if I say, number 1, birds eat worms. Number 2, the birds eat the worms. Number 3, the birds will have been eating the worms. All 3 of those sentences take the same time, and that's because they have the same number of stressed syllables. So 5 and 6 are what help you make sure your pronunciation is perfect. Let's do that right now. So if we go up here to the first one, there aren't many people who would want to do my job. Which of these are stressed? And Beltijkar, like I said, if you follow these steps, you will start to see, especially steps 3 and 4, you will start to see the problems that you're making are often pronunciation problems and not grammar problems. So try to do this for about a week and tell me how it improves your English. Okay, but we have this first sentence. I want you guys to look at the sentence and tell me which syllables are stressed. We'll do the first one together because a lot of you guys are new. So it looks like Van Tran has one already. People, perfect. People is a stressed syllable here. There aren't many people who would want to do my job. Again, the stressed syllables are a little bit louder and a little bit longer than the other syllables. Any more? Van Tran, you're on fire. Any more? Do would definitely not be a stressed word. Let me show you what I mean by that. There aren't many people who would want to do my job. So again, do is not stressed. It's a function word. Usually function words are not stressed. These are the words that have no meaning. So do you want to try again? And by the way, this is open to everyone. Don't be shy. If you're wrong, that's okay. If you had perfect English, I would have no job. So please, oh, perfect, Ragana, you nailed it. So these are the stressed syllables. This might be stressed because it is the main verb, but I'm actually not 100% sure. But let's practice saying this one together. So what I want you guys to do is to improve your pronunciation, please close your eyes. Close your eyes, do not read the sentence. You will always read slower than you speak. So if you close your eyes and listen and say with me, we can get this. There aren't many people who would want to do my job. There aren't many people who would want to do my job. Whoa, that still feels really long and difficult. Let's break it up a little bit. To do my job. To do my job. Who would want to do my job? There aren't many people who would want to do my job. There aren't many people who would want to do my job. Okay, so I hope you guys hear all of these words are unstressed. They are tiny. And it's the same with this one and this one. Okay, this is why English is hard. This is why pronunciation is hard. Let's do the next one. Can you guys tell me which of these words are stressed? And Bai has a sentence. Perfect. We will practice that one after this one because that's harder than this one but easier than this one. Okay, let me throw in Bai's sentence. Thank you so much for throwing one in here. Here we go. Okay. So, again, what do you guys think? I haven't been doing it for very long. I hadn't been doing it for very long. Anybody know which ones are stressed? I hadn't been doing. Okay. Very could be stressed. And this is another thing that makes English annoying and difficult, is that we sometimes use stress to change the meaning of a sentence. So, for example, I hadn't been doing it for very long. I hadn't been doing it for very long. So when I use the stress on very, when I make that stressed, it does change the meaning a little bit. I'm saying, I've done it for a short time. Any more? I think you guys nailed it. So this one is optional, maybe, and maybe I. Okay. So let's listen and say, remember, close your eyes and say it with me. I haven't been doing it for very long. I haven't been doing it for very long. Maybe have. Okay. I haven't been doing it for very long. Okay. And now let's try it changing the stress. I haven't been doing it for very long. I haven't been doing it for very long. Okay. Nice. Now let's go down here to the next sentence. This one is from Bai. Thank you so much, Sarah, for putting this in. If you'd been there, you'd do the same. This could be correct, but I'm thinking that it's probably if you'd been there, you'd have done the same. These are two very similar grammar points, which is called the conditional, if anyone wants to look up on how to use it. So if you'd been there, you'd do the same. This is saying that in that situation, you would do the same thing. If you'd been there, you'd have done the same means that if you had been there in the past, you would do the same thing. This one sounds a little bit better. The grammar, I think, is a little bit more correct. But regardless, let's look at these and find the stress. Where's the stressed words, guys? Which one of these are stressed? And again, we've just got two more, and then we will go right on into the speaking, I promise. But pronunciation is important, and a lot of people have problems with it. So we're going to spend another 5 minutes here before moving on. So, if you'd been there, you'd do the same. If you'd been there, you'd have done the same. Which one? What are the stressed words? Okay, I'm hearing done. Okay. If you'd. Okay. Been there, you'd have done the same. Yep. Again, to help you guys out, the words that you can hear clearly are usually the stressed words. You'd have done the same. Okay. Been there. All right. Nice. Let's practice saying these together. And by the way, guys, during the speaking, I will take some people one by one, and that's when we'll practice saying these. Okay. So if you'd been there, you'd do the same. we'll do the first one first. If you'd been there, you'd do the same. You do the same. And this, again, a lot of students have trouble with this. Remember, English speakers are lazy because we do not like saying full words. You would do the same. Too long. We're lazy. We would say, you'd do. You do. You'd do. You have to say it. If you say you do, it's wrong. You'd do. You'd do. You'd do. You'd do the same. You do the same. So tough. Okay, now let's do the second one. If you'd been there, you'd have done the same. If you'd been there, you'd have done the same. If you'd been there, you'd do the same. If you'd been there, you'd have done the same. Okay. So these were the 3 easy ones. I'm going to jump into the Discord channel now, and we will see if people can say these. So I'm going to go into Micro's secret channel, and I'm going to bring some people in to talk to me. We're going to start with Sarah, since she was the one who was brave enough to say a sentence. So I'm going to move you over to my channel, Sarah. Okay. Hello, Sarah. Can you say hi for us? Sarah, can you hear me clearly? Oh, I muted you. I'm sorry. I don't know why I muted you. Let me unmute everyone. Okay, Sarah, you should be able to talk now.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly clearly. Are you ready to practice some sentences?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Let's go over to the original 3. Since they're so short, we'll do one after the other. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Please say the first one for me.
There are many people who will want to do my job.
Okay, not bad. You stumbled a little bit in the beginning. Can you try one more time?
There are many people who will want to do my job.
Okay, good. Okay, how about the second one?
I haven't been doing this for very long.
Okay, can you say it a little bit smoother?
I haven't been doing it for very long.
Doing it for very long.
Doing it for very long.
Yes, you're taking a little bit too big of a break. And your it is a little bit too big.
I need to breathe.
No, you don't. You don't need to breathe in English.
Okay.
So I haven't been doing it for very long.
I haven't been doing it for very long. I'm so struggling.
Let's move on to the last 2. Are you ready?
Those 2 are really tough.
Yeah, you did a great job choosing them. Thank you. I'm sure all of the other students listening hate you right now.
No, please don't.
Okay, so I'll start since they are tougher. If you'd have been there, you do the same.
If you'd have been there, you'd do the same.
You did that actually really well. You nailed it. How about the second one? If you'd been there, you'd have done the same.
If they've been there, you'd have done the same.
You
Oh,
actually
so tough.
struggled more with the first half than the second half there. If you'd been there.
If you've been there.
You're kind of missing the the D. You're making it too small. If you'd.
If you'd.
Yeah, if you'd been.
If you'd been.
Good. If you'd been there.
If you'd been there.
Perfect. Can you say the whole thing?
No.
All right, Sarah. Thank you so much for
Okay.
practicing here. The great news for everyone who's watching is that this is a live stream, which means you guys can always go back and listen again and practice that way. All right, Sarah, I'm going to move you back, and then I'm going to use Chang since Chang was brave enough to follow you. Okay.
Okay.
So let me move you back into the mic check. Hello, Chang. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Do you want to practice one of these sentences?
Okay.
Which one would you like to do? The first, the second, or the third?
First one.
Oh, brave. Okay, Chang.
First one is.
Let's.
I haven't been doing it for very long. Is this the one?
So if you'd been there, you'd do the same. Can you say that for me, please?
Okay. If you have been there, you will do the same.
Okay. So you just did a really, really common mistake that a lot of students do when they're learning English. What you said is, if you had been there. So what you're doing is you're getting rid of the contraction. So remember, English speakers are lazy. If we can make 2 words 1 word, we will do it. And a lot of students, what they do is when they're trying to learn to pronounce things, they just make the word very small. But they say the exact same thing. If you had been there, we say if you'd been there. Okay, Cheng, can you try one more time? If you'd been there.
You'd been there.
Yes, that's better actually. If you'd been there.
If you'd been there.
You're trying to say had. Try it 2 more times.
If you'd been, you would do the same.
If you'd been there.
If you'd been there.
Good. Now we're going to make the stress words big and the unstressed words normal. So if you'd been there.
If you'd been there.
Perfect.
You'd do
Now
the
we just
same.
need to say it a little faster. If you'd been there.
If you'd been there, you'd do the same.
You'd do the same.
You would do this. You'd do the same.
Perfect. You'd do the same.
You'd do the same.
Okay. Can you say the whole thing?
If you'd have been there, you'd do the same.
Perfect. Really good. Let's have you go down to the second one. If you'd been there, you'd have done the same.
If you'd have been there, you'd have done the same.
Okay, not bad. Say the first part one more time.
Okay? If you'd have been there,
If you'd been there.
you'd have been there.
You're still adding another syllable. You'd is 1 syllable. So if you'd been. If you'd been.
You'd have been. If you'd have been there.
Good. If you'd been there.
If you'd have been there, you'd have done the same.
Okay. Not bad, Cheng. Just like I told Sarah, the great thing about a live stream on YouTube is you can go back and try again. Thank you so much for being brave. Okay. I'm going to get one more person. It looks like Van Tran snuck into the room when I wasn't looking. So, Van Tran, how about you unmute and let's hear you do it. Sorry, I muted you. Everyone who comes into my secret channel starts as muted. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Van Tran.
Hi, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, I haven't been doing it for very long.
Okay, not bad. Really good, actually. Can you say it a little faster?
Yeah, I haven't been doing it for very long.
Perfect. That was really, really good. Are you ready for the next one?
Yes,
Okay, let's hear it.
if you'd been there, you'd do the same.
Really good. Okay. The rhythm you had was perfect. You stressed the right syllables. Let's have you say it a little faster.
If you'd been there, you'd do the same.
Okay. And how about the other better grammar option?
Yeah, if you'd been there, you'd have done the same.
Okay. Can you go a little bit faster?
Yeah, if you'd been there, you'd have done the same.
Okay. Your only problem is you're making have a little bit too big. Have done.
Have done.
You'd have done.
You'd have done.
Better. You'd have done the same.
You'd have done the same.
Perfect. Can you say the whole thing?
If you'd been there, you'd have done the same.
Okay, really good. Awesome. Okay, great job, Van Tran. I'm going to put you into the other room now.
Yeah.
Okay. So, let's finally do one of the tough ones. I don't want to spend too much time on pronunciation. So, do you guys want to do the sentence about the secretary? Or do you want to do the sentence about the English teacher? Just so that you guys can see both at the same time, let's put it on a new page. Which one would you guys rather practice? And please let me know in the YouTube stream chat. Okay, Van Tran says teacher. So that's one vote for teacher. Any more votes? Oh, Dabata says the secretary. Oh man, you guys really want to do the secretary. Okay, well, just like I said before, let's find the stressed words. Which words are stressed here? Okay, which words are stressed? Let me know in the YouTube chat. Okay, secretary is definitely, and same with tons. I love how you also put it in all caps. That's exactly right. And this is an example of how we can change the stress to change the meaning. Okay. Any more? Person, nice. I'd probably say things. Usually nouns are stressed. Schedules, yeah. Meetings. Everyone's meetings. I think everyone's might also be stressed. I'll make it a lighter color just in case I'm wrong. Okay. Notes. And don't forget another one. Types is a verb here. Types up the notes means I type up the notes. Okay. Meeting minutes. Nice. Everyone's coffee. Again, I'm pretty sure everyone is actually stressed, but I'll make it like that for otherwise. Screens. Oh man, so many stressed words. And the bosses. Phone calls. All right. Oh man, there's so much stress here. Such a stressful situation. Okay. Again, I recommend you guys close your eyes and say as I say. We are going to back channel this. It's so long, we're going to start from the end and then move to say the whole thing together. Okay, guys. Gets everyone's coffee and screens the boss's calls. Sorry. And screen the boss's calls. And screens the boss's calls. Gets everyone's coffee and screens the boss's calls. Gets everyone's coffees and gets everyone's coffee and screens the boss's calls. By the way, make sure you guys are saying the S's. There's so many of them. If you miss it, it's wrong. So this is another thing that you guys should be practicing here. Good. Types up notes and meeting minutes. Types up notes and meeting minutes. Types up notes and meeting minutes, gets everyone's coffee, and screens the boss's calls. Types up notes and meeting minutes, gets everyone's coffee, and screens the boss's calls. I'm the person who schedules everyone's meetings, types up notes and meeting minutes, and gets everyone's coffee, and screens the boss's calls. Oh geez, this is even hard for me. As a secretary, there are tons of things I have to do. As a secretary, there are tons of things I have to do. As a secretary, there are tons of things I have to do. I'm the person who schedules everyone's meetings, types up notes and meeting minutes, gets everyone's coffee, and screens the boss's calls. Phew. We'll say that one more time so you guys can practice together. As a secretary, there's tons of things I have to do. I'm the person who schedules everyone's meetings, types up notes and meeting minutes, gets everyone's coffee, and screens the boss's calls. Oh man, this is hard. Okay, so I am going to take the 3 people who were so brave after Van Trant to say secretary, secretary, secretary. I will first take Dabata, and then I will take Samil, and also Chong Fun Shu. Okay, so Dabata, I'll take you first. You are here. I'm assuming you're DAT 192203. So let me move you into my secret room and then unmute you. So, Dat, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, are you feeling brave?
What? What did you say?
Are you brave? Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, I believe in you. Go ahead, please say the long sentence.
As secretary, there are tons of things I have to do. I'm the person who schedules everyone's meeting, tries up notes and meeting minutes, get everyone's coffee and screens the post phone call.
Oh man, I was saying it wrong every time. Thanks for pointing that out for me. I said boss's calls, not boss's phone calls. Okay, I can tell this was tough for you. There's a few things I want to point out. There are tons. Can you say that for me? There are tons.
There are tons.
There are tons.
There are tons.
Okay. What I want you to do, you're having a little bit of trouble with your unstressed words are a little bit too big. There and are should be small. Like this. So to show you what I mean, say tons.
Tons.
There are tons.
There are tons.
Okay, good. As a secretary, there are tons.
As a secretary, there are tons.
Better. Nice. As a secretary, there are tons of things.
As a secretary, there are tons of things.
Perfect. Okay, so this sounds a little bit silly, but it is helping you. Even though we're saying the stressed syllables a lot louder, it's to show you how it should sound. So, as a secretary, there are tons.
As a secretary, there are tons.
Better. Okay. You had one other problem with your pronunciation. You hate S's. There were 4 S's that you forgot to say. So schedules everyone's, types up notes, and meeting minutes. And there was one more, but I forgot where it was. So be careful to say who schedules everyone's. Who schedules everyone's meetings. It's SSS. Who schedules everyone's meetings.
Who schedules everyone's meetings.
Okay, good. Do you want to try to say the whole thing one more time?
Yes.
Okay, good luck.
As a secretary, there are tons of things I have to do. I'm the person who schedules everyone's meetings, tries up notes and meeting minutes, get everyone coffee and screen the process forecast.
Okay, nice. You got all of your S's, and I can see you really trying to do the big, small, big, small. That's really good. There was only one part to improve, and that was right here. Types up notes. So to use this helpful strategy, types up notes. Types up notes.
Types up note.
Perfect. And now we can make it normal. Types up notes.
Types note.
Good. Excellent. Okay, great job. Now, I'm going to move you back, and I'm going to take the next person who was Samil. Samil, I'm bringing you in.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay, let me unmute you, Samil. Okay, hello Samil.
Yeah, I can hear you.
You can't or you can?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, perfect. Are you feeling brave?
A bit.
Okay. Go ahead, try to say the whole thing on your own.
As the secretary, there are tons of things I have to do. I'm the person who schedules everyone's meetings, types up notes and meeting minutes, gets everyone's coffee and screens the boss calls.
Whoa, you did an excellent job, Samil. You do have a little bit of an accent that's bleeding through, but the rhythm that you used was fantastic. I really don't have anything directly to fix. I was really, really happy about what you said here. Tons of things I have to do. You said have to do perfectly. Like absolutely perfectly. Okay. Samil, I know we haven't practiced it, but do you want to try to do the second one? About the teaching English? Or are you done?
Yeah, let me try. Okay.
Okay, go ahead. Give it a shot.
Okay. I've been teaching English for about a decade now. I started right after I graduated from college and have been doing it since. People say that I'm pretty good at it, but I'm thinking about a career change.
Okay, really good. Wow. The only thing is you had a pronunciation problem with career. So learning the word stress for career will help you a lot. Career, how many syllables?
Career, like this?
Yeah. Yes, 2. Career. And which syllable is stressed? So which syllable in career is a little bit louder and longer?
Career. I suppose A?
You think the first syllable? Okay. Now, for everyone who's watching, if you have trouble with word stress, if it's hard for you to hear the stress, humming is a great way to figure it out. So just to give you an example, photographer, photography, what's another one? Record, record, So career, I believe it's the first syllable that's stressed, but let's double check. Oh no, it's the second syllable. So it's career. Career. Okay, can you say that for me, Shamil?
Okay. Career.
Good.
Career.
You're having a little bit of a pronunciation. Can you say it one more time? There's a certain sound that you're having trouble with.
Career.
Okay. Career. Career change.
Okay.
Can you say that for me? Career change.
Career change.
Say career a little bit faster.
Career change.
Better. Okay, there we go. You were making a little bit too long of a pause between your two syllables, but now you're good. Okay, excellent job, Samil. Not too much that I have to fix for you.
Thanks for your feedback.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, I'm gonna shoot you back into the other room.
Okay.
And I believe that the last person, and if I didn't get to you for pronunciation, don't worry. I will talk to you later in the stream. There was one more person who I said, Cheng Feng Chi, but I don't see Cheng Feng Chi in the... Oh, you're already here. Okay, we already did you. Thank you, Cheng. So in that case, I believe it was Rangana. Okay. Rangana, I'm going to move you into my room for a second. And just really fast, you're the last person for pronunciation practice. Can you tell me one of these sentences? You can choose which one. Can you hear me? Rangana? Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, which one would you like to try? The one about the secretary or the one about teaching English?
Oh, hello. Teaching English.
Okay, go ahead. Give it a try.
Well, I've been teaching English for a decade now. I started right after I graduated from the school, and I've been doing it since. People say I am pretty good at it, but I'm thinking about a career change.
Okay, same problem with career. Can you say career one more time for me?
Career.
Okay, career change.
Career change.
A career change.
A career change.
Okay, perfect. Okay, you actually do not have very much of an accent, which is bonus points to you, and your chunking is really good. So, by the way, for people who are listening, chunking is making sure that you say a chunk of it together at the same time. However, there was a problem, and this was probably because you didn't practice it, but there was a problem where between your chunks, you had a little bit too big of a pause. Can you say it one more time and try to say the whole thing a little bit faster and smoother? And I have a feeling it will be perfect.
I've been teaching English for about a decade now. I started right after I graduated from college, and I have been doing it since. People say I'm pretty good at it, but I'm thinking about a career change.
Okay, that was definitely better than the first time. You still have a little bit of a problem, and you also need to be careful of started. You said, I start right after. I started right after. Okay. This is where you were struggling the most, actually. I've been teaching English for about a decade now. I've been teaching English for about a decade now. So if you want to practice that, I have a feeling that you can master this quite quickly. You did a great job.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to kick you out into the other room. And same with you, Cheng. I saw you sneaking in here. So what we're going to do next, just for the next 5 minutes, what I want you guys to do is to tell me some part 1 questions and some part 3 questions. Don't copy them from the vocab. I will do that myself. I want you guys to try to come up with original part 1 questions about jobs or careers. Careers or work. So jobs, career, or work. Please put down tell me as many questions as you can in the chat for the YouTube live stream, and I will copy them over. I'm going to give you guys about 5 minutes for this. I'm just going to copy them over, fix any problems for part 1 and part 3. And then after that, I will give you more questions, and then you guys will finally start talking. And hopefully you guys will talk for a whole hour. So, give me some questions. Hi, Jalen. Welcome. Glad to see you. So everyone who's watching, please put some questions into chat. Okay, I'm going to give you guys about 4 to 5 minutes to do this, and then we'll start talking with everyone in the Discord. And of course, as you guys are talking, I will secretly listen and write down some notes. I like these so far. Van Trans is very original. I've never seen that before in my life. Do you work or do you study? And by the way, the question that Van Tran has put up here for do you work or do you study, this will always be a frame 1 question. And based on your answer, they will change what they talk about. If you say that you have a job, they'll ask you questions about your work. If you say that you study, they'll ask you about your life as a student. Okay, bye. I also saw you come up with one. What jobs are unpopular in your country? I like that one. That's original. Perfect grammar as well, bye. Fantastic. Van Tran's got another one. Man, Van Tran, you're on fire with these. Okay, and this is open to everyone. If everyone would please put stuff in chat. Yes. This is great. Do you enjoy your work? Yeah. Oh, what jobs are most respected in your country? I like that one a lot. Okay. So feel free. We've got another 2 minutes. Don't be shy. Part 1 and part 3. So both. I don't want to spend too much time making questions. I want you guys to speak more. So feel free. Give me part 1 questions, part 3 questions. If you want a part 2 question, that's also okay. So just as an example, describe someone you know who started a company. You should say how you know them, how long they've been in business, what they do, and explain whether or not you would ever want to work for them. Okay. Ooh, Robin Blocker, that's a great one. And so brave using your full name. What qualities make a good boss? I like that. Okay. And there are some more coming in. Jalen, nice. What's the main reason for choosing a career? Okay, I'm going to make this a part 3 question. I'm going to change it a little bit, Jalen. What's the main reasons people choose their career? Nice. Okay, you guys are on fire with these. Should we make these questions out of our minds? Samil says, yes! Yes, you should. Do you like your job? Nice, Cheng. I like that. What subject do you like? Let's stick to work if we can, Van Tran. What kind of work will you do after you graduate? Nice. What is your dream job? What kind of work do you think you will end up doing? By the way, there is a difference between these two. Man, the floodgates are open. Do you get along with your classmates? Okay, so Van Tren, yours is more about students. So I'm going to change that, and I'm going to say, make that about work. Do you get along with your coworkers? Okay, and then I saw another great one. You guys are on fire here. I love it. Okay. Should children work while they are at school? That is a really good question. But not that good. It doesn't deserve to be yellow and highlighted. Okay. And I'll take maybe 3 more. What is your favorite possession? That is not quite a work-related question, so I'm not going to throw it up. But Samil, thank you so much for that. Describe someone who likes their job. That's definitely a part 2 question. All right, guys. Who, why, what they do, and if you'd like to do their job. I really like this one. Mainly because this is if you'd like to do their job. All right, I'm going to put up a section at the top here that says grammar you should review. And this is conditionals. I'm not going to do a whole grammar lesson on conditionals, but I do want to put this up here for people who may not know this. Conditionals are things that are unreal, so it's not true. So if I had $1 million, I would not be working. That's a conditional statement. Unfortunately, I do not have $1 million. So this is something a lot of students struggle with. I recommend you get the book Grammar in Use. And do any pages about conditionals, because this causes a lot of headache for a lot of students. All right, these are great. And why employees complain about their job. I like this. Okay. No problem, Simil. By the way, let me make sure that this is open to everyone. It looks like it should be. Sorry if it isn't yet. Let me update the link again. Yep. Okay. So if you just refresh, you should be able to go down here and click the link and open the document. Okay. So now that we've got all of these great questions, I have some good news. Not only do we have these great questions, we also have all the great questions from when we did our vocab lesson. So let me steal a bunch of these and add them to our list. And then I'm going to let you guys start talking to each other. By the way, let me go down here. Sorry, I should have scrolled down earlier. As you guys can see, there are a ton more questions that we have that you guys can be answering, along with some answers that you guys can use. Okay, so let me just copy and paste these over to the document we're using today. I'll throw them in at the bottom for past questions to use from our vocab day. Okay, so now we have 18 pages of questions. There are so many questions you guys can be using. I'm going to put you guys into groups in the Discord now. In your groups, please talk to your partner. Do we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? We have 7 people, so that means there will be one group that has 3 people in it. I apologize for that now. So let me please get into the group that you feel comfortable in. We have female only speaking, we have male only speaking, we have mixed gender. If you guys are playing being brave, it will help if you guys do the mixed gender, since we have a lot of guys on today. But if you're not comfortable and you only want to talk to girls, that's perfectly fine to jump into female only. So please jump into these. Thank you, Sarah, for being so brave. Please jump into these groups. Yes, so Jalen, Ragana, Shamil, Yolanda, Cheng, please go into a group and start chatting to your partner. And let's start with part 1 questions. So go through the part 1 questions either from the ones we came up with now, or you guys can do the questions from before. So let me just move these up. To part 1 questions. Okay. So you guys can see that there are a ton of questions that you guys can ask. And there's also some answers as well. So please start talking to your partner. I will sneak into your room and secretly listen to what you're saying and write down some questions. Write down some problems that I hear. I will also be taking people one by one to what do you call it? I will also be taking some people just to chat one-on-one. So while you guys are in the Discord, I highly recommend that you guys that you guys just start chatting with your partner. We've got too many people in mixed gender speaking. I'm going to move some of you guys around. I hope you don't mind. Van Tran, I know you're a girl, so I'm going to move you over to talk to Yolanda for a bit. Oh no, I moved you too far. And then Ragna is a guy, and I will give you someone to talk to as well. Okay. And Ventran, I'm going to move you over to talk to Yolanda. I hope you don't mind. Sorry, I keep moving you to the wrong one. Female 3. Maybe Ventran doesn't want to be there. Okay, that's fine. And Cheng, I'm also going to move you down into a group. Okay. So start talking to your partners, guys. If one of you ladies wouldn't mind joining Yolanda, and then please talk as a group. Good luck. And don't forget, please mute the video. So mute it like this. Make sure that there's a cross so that you are not distracted by me secretly watching you. Okay. And there are so many questions you guys can ask. Okay, who should I secretly listen to first? I think I'm going to listen to the guys.
Questions.
Yes.
Um,
Go ahead.
do you enjoy your work?
Yes, I really enjoy my job quite a lot because by profession I'm a radiation therapist, so I get to treat quite a lot of cancer patients with radiation. So I see people recovering from their diseases, and and when I see people recovering from their diseases, I really made my day.
Very well. And I will ask one more thing. What's your dream job?
Actually, when I was a kid, I dreamt of being an software engineer, but no longer I want to be a software engineer because I really love my job, the job that I'm doing right now. But if I want to do something different, I'm thinking of embarking into careers like teaching because I find it is a kind of rewarding job.
Good. Do you have questions to ask for me?
It's definitely that's all I'd say. So, could you please tell me about your dream job?
Okay. Actually, when I think of my childhood, I didn't have too much dreams about job because at that time I was only considering playing and hanging out with my friends was like appropriate thing for me. But I kinda thought of being police or being like military member at that time. So I can consider this as my dream job. Yeah. Do you want to practice on part 2?
Sorry guys,
question?
I just want to give you guys some feedback about what I heard. I was secretly listening the whole time.
Yeah, Michael, I saw you, and
Oh, no.
it's good if you give. It's good if you give feedback.
Okay. Joining law enforcement. Okay. So yeah, you guys actually both did really good with your answers. Especially, who was the first person talking? Was that Rangana?
Yes.
Okay, so Rangana, I want to point out a few things. First of all, you did an excellent self-correction, which is when you know you made a mistake and you fixed it. It does lower your fluency, but if you make the correction correctly, the examiner will listen to what you said second. So it raises your grammar score if you said it correctly. So you did a really good job self-correcting when you were saying when I see people recover. You fixed when you had said it incorrectly. By the way, also, because this is a YouTube live stream, you can always go back and listen to what you said. There were 2 small grammar mistakes that you need to fix. The first one was, I really make my day, should be, it really makes my day. So, it
Yes,
really makes my day. But again, your answers were very thorough. Your answers were very, the vocab was excellent, and you expressed yourself at a very high level as an English user. Awesome. What score do you need, by the way?
I 7.
You need a 7?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I wouldn't be too worried. Okay. Down here, the second one that you made, you said, but no longer I want to be a software engineer, but I no longer want to be a software engineer. So moving your subject, it's a minor grammar problem, but it's still something that shows that you're not a native speaker. And you do have an accent, but it's very, very slight, which is a big plus. Nice. Okay. Moving on to Samil. I didn't have too much dreams. What I've done here is I took what you said and I changed it to be higher level. I didn't have too much dreams should be I never thought about work. Do you see that, Samil? Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
okay.
take notes. Yeah, I hear you.
And then
I never. Sorry, can you repeat it?
Yeah.
I never sort of eat.
So you said I didn't have too much dreams. So you were talking about when you were a child. When I was a child, I didn't have too much dreams about work. I would change that to when I was a child, I never thought about work.
Okay.
Yes, I never thought about work. And then down here, I kind of thought of being a police or military. The way that you fix the sentence is you say, I kind of thought about being a police officer. A police officer or joining the military.
A police officer, not police, but a police officer, right?
Yes. So you dropped the noun. You said, I thought of being police, should be, I thought of being a police officer. Now, there is another way to change that, and that is to say, I kind of thought of joining law enforcement. Law enforcement is the very high-level way of saying being a police officer. So if you join law enforcement, you are a police officer, or you're in that industry.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, very well. Thanks for feedback.
Yeah, no problem. So feel free to keep asking part 1 questions, but I think you guys probably want to move on to part 3.
Okay, do we continue on part 1 or we swap to the...
You guys
3?
can ask any questions that you want. We have so many.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Okay. Good luck. Keep going, guys. You're doing great.
I think it is like most countries in the world, the doctor or the doctor or teacher really relevant in my country.
Sorry, I hear doctor and what? Doctors
And teacher.
Okay, do we continue?
What? And what? Sorry.
Doctor and teacher.
Can
What's
you spell
that?
it for me, please?
Yes. Teacher and doctor.
So I heard doctor. And the
Me
other
too.
Teacher.
one? So spell it.
Oh my God. You can hear me. You can hear me.
I can hear you, but I can't hear the word you're trying to say. Doctor
yes.
and
Teacher.
so DIT?
TEACHER.
So
Teacher?
PEA?
Yes, teacher.
Teacher.
Oh, teacher.
Teacher, yes.
Okay,
Alright.
sorry. I got it. Teacher.
Yes, I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine.
Yes.
By the way,
This is my
Michael is
first
one of the
time.
best teacher in the world.
Oh, you
I
should say things
remember
like that
that.
more often.
I'm trying to.
Yes.
Okay. So sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead and keep going, Yolanda.
Yes. And I will answer the questions of Sarah is what types of tops are unpopular in my country?
Okay.
And yes, and like most country in the world, I see that doctor and teacher are more relevant in my country. And
Doctors and teachers.
yes, teacher, and I think it is the important top in not only Vietnam but also in other countries. And
Okay.
I
And you were
don't
saying
know
that
what to
doctors and
say.
teachers are not common or not popular, or they are popular?
I'm sorry. The popular, yes.
See,
The
Sarah's
question
question
is-
was which
Yes,
jobs
yes.
are unpopular?
Popular.
So which
Oh
jobs
no,
are...
sorry, Michael.
No,
we
no, no,
already we already discussed that part.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you changed it.
yeah.
I gotcha. Okay. No, you're
Yeah.
good. Okay, Yolanda, is this a part 1 or a part 3 question? Sorry, say that again.
What? I don't know. Is
Oh,
it about
it's okay.
one or
Sarah,
about
was this
three?
part 1 or part 3? You got the question from part 1 or part 3?
Yes,
Because
let me see.
the first one she chose is from part 3, so I think this one's from
Okay.
part 3 as well.
So because this is
Oh.
part 3, Yolanda, I'm going to ask you another
Yes.
follow-up question. Okay? So you said doctors and teachers are popular jobs. Why are
Yes.
they so popular?
Because it is. I think it is important for. Oh my god, I don't know what to say.
Oh no. If you don't know, just guess. It's okay. So just easy thing that you can just use is you can say the pay. They make a lot of money.
Yes.
So of course people want to be doctors. It is okay to say I don't know. However, you always need to make sure that you can explain why you don't know. So just as an example,
Yes.
why are doctors and teachers popular jobs? I know doctors are popular because of the pay. They make a lot of money, so of course people want to be doctors. For teachers, I don't really know. Teachers don't make a lot of money, so I have no idea
Yes.
why people want to be teachers.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. And,
This is my first time I'm public speaking, so
well,
I feel so nervous.
don't be nervous. You are doing fantastic. And Sarah is very kind
Yes.
and nice. She's not mean, I promise.
Yes.
Even though she sounds mean, she's very nice.
I'm not mean.
Yes.
Okay, you guys are doing fantastic. Thank you so much for showing up, Yolanda. I hope you keep coming. You're doing great. Okay, Yolanda,
Yes,
can you ask
thank
Sarah
you.
a question, please?
Okay. Let me see. What is your dream job? Can you hear me?
What did you say?
What is your dream job?
Are you saying dream job?
Yes, dream job.
Dream job. Dream job.
The dream job.
Yes.
Yes.
Dream job. What is your dream job?
Okay, let's I'm so glad you asked because I'm actually doing my dream job. And I'm a professional pet groomer. I do the haircuts for the dogs and cats. And I love my job so much. I think it's fit me to the ground because I always so passionate with the animals.
Okay, really good answer. Great expansion. There was one part that I didn't hear or didn't understand. I to the ground. What did you say?
It fits me to the ground.
It fits me to the ground. It fits me
Is
to
that
the
right?
ground. Where did you
Or
learn
it
that word?
fits me to the ground. I don't know. I hear from somewhere.
I don't know if that's a real idiom. It fits me to the ground. It might be. I've just never heard it before.
I think it suits me down to the ground, probably.
It suits me down to the ground. It's just weird saying to the ground.
Okay.
You can say it really suits me. I know it's the right job. What's another way to say that? It really suits me. It's the perfect job for me. It's the perfect job for me. It's probably the best answer.
Okay. It's perfect job for me.
Okay. Great.
Oh, do I have to answer like very happily?
I mean, if you want to sound depressed about working at your dream job, yeah.
I mean, does that affect my score?
I mean, okay. So part of pronunciation is showing your emotion, but it's not something that they really look for until the very high levels. So if you are a bit dry, it's fine. You'll probably get the score that you want. But like emotion is part of language. So if you can show it, it's always a little bit better.
Okay.
Good question. Do you want to ask Yolanda one more question, since this is her first time?
Yeah.
Should I just choose the part one?
Yeah, give her the
Question?
hardest one.
The hardest part one? Okay.
Oh, yes.
Okay. What duties do you have to perform at work?
Sorry. You asked me, do you have fun?
So this
Let
is,
me ask
she
you
said,
what
Sarah, you said it fine. Yolanda, she said, what duties do you have to do at work?
Yes.
And what that means is, like, what do you have to do at your job?
Well, I'm a student. Let me see. Yes, I'm a student. What I can answer?
Should I change to the other one?
I can answer that. Can I answer that? I learn. I learn some. I go to school and I.
No, you're doing a good job. I go to school and I have to learn. Yes.
Yeah. Can I answer like this?
Yeah. I generally recommend you say, I have to go to school, I have to learn, because these are things you
Yes.
need to do, right?
Yes.
Okay. If you want to go into a little bit more detail, you can say, like, how long you have to study, where you have
Yes.
to study, where you have to go.
Oh, okay.
Can you try that?
Yeah. Yes. Okay. I will try it. I am a student in my dream high school. The dream high school.
Okay.
I have been studying here for 3 years.
Okay. And what exactly do you need to study? How long do you need to study?
Yes. Next year I will graduate from my high school.
Okay. What I mean is, like, how many hours do you need to study every day?
I I study 5 hours per day.
Whoa.
Um,
Okay.
uh,
And so you have to study. What else do you need to do at school?
yes. I learn curriculum
Okay.
in the school in my high school. And sometimes I feel so boring. I feel so monotonous because the because the
Okay. So just as another example, I also must take tests and
yes,
listen to my
yes.
teacher.
yes.
And one quick grammar thing for you, Yolanda. Be careful with bored and boring and monotonous. I like that you're trying to use the word monotonous. That's very brave. It's a nice high-level word. But we don't use it to describe people. We don't use it to describe ourselves. We use it to describe things. To give you an example, I feel so bored because the work is so monotonous.
Wow. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I feel so bored because the work is so monotonous. And yeah, but really good job, Yolanda. Thanks so much. Yolanda, can you choose? So Sarah was very mean to you, and she gave you a very difficult question. So Yolanda, can you choose a very difficult question for Sarah to answer?
Wait, sorry, Michael. Can I ask? Can we say, as a student, I feel my duty is to study hard? Can we say my duty is to study?
Yeah.
Or-
in fact, I like that so much. I'm going to write it down so everyone can see. Can you say it one more time? As a student.
As a student, I feel my duty is to study hard, to gain some knowledge, and to learn as much as possible. Then maybe I can figure out what I'm gonna do in the future.
Okay. Two small things. Don't say knowledge. Just never say knowledge. The way that you use it in Chinese is very different from how we use it in English. So just stay away from that word. So as a student, I feel my duty is to study hard, to learn as much as possible.
Yeah.
I think that if I do that, or if I do this, then I'll be able to get the job I wanted. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, the first sentence that you said was absolutely perfect. And then when you said it again, there were a few problems, but it was fine. It was so good. Okay. So that was a good attempt. Yeah?
I feel some people use obligation.
Okay. As a synonym? It is
Yeah,
my
but
obligation.
I just feel, yeah.
Oh.
I don't know. I just feel, I say, it's my duty. I feel it just, I don't know how to explain. It just feeling different.
Okay. Yeah, you do use them in different ways. You can't directly change duty to obligation. As a student, I feel my obligation is to study. That's okay, but it's a little strange. Duty is a better word. A sentence that uses obligation, I have an obligation to help you. You have an obligation to help me. These are the types of situations when you would use it.
So they are in the same meaning, but it's just used in different situations.
That's right. Collocations! English, why are you so mean? Okay.
So is it mean like obligation is talking about something like bigger or more seriously? Or
both duty
like
and
duty
obligation are pretty
casual?
serious.
Okay.
Yes. These are really good questions. However, Sarah, I see what you're doing. You're trying to stop Yolanda from asking you a difficult question. But
Yeah.
it won't work. Yolanda, can you choose a very difficult question for Sarah, please?
Okay, let me see. Why do you choose to do your work?
Ooh, that's a good one.
What do I want? Sorry.
Yeah, yes. Why do you choose to do your work?
What do I use to do my
Uh,
work?
Yolanda, you
Yes,
said it
yes.
perfectly. Why?
Oh, sorry.
Why do you choose to do your work, or why did you choose to do your work?
Okay. Well, I just became a dog groomer because I have been dreaming to have my own dog since I was little. And unfortunately, my parents, they're not big friends of animals. So I think the only chance I can work with animals is to do the dog grooming. And even I cannot have my own dog, I still have a chance to play with others' dogs.
Is that real?
Yeah, it's real.
Oh man,
True story.
I'm so sorry.
That's fine. I'm still doing my dream job.
That's true. Do you own a dog now?
No.
Okay. One day you will, Sarah. I believe in you.
Thank you. I believe so.
All right, you guys have been doing fantastic. I do need to move to the next group though. Keep going, keep working hard. You're doing great.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Better and more interesting skills to doing so. So that is why I meet them. And whatever, I think the experience I worked with them was very unforgettable. Even though now I didn't work with them because they need some more professional skills. But now we are just like friends to chat each other and to check to know what is going on for each other. Oh shit. Okay, I finished. Jalen, can you go next?
Yeah, I can go the next. So I gonna introduce entrepreneur from China, Jack Ma, the founder of Alibaba.com, a business-to-business website for which Yahoo recently compared to Yahoo. Jack Ma is a founder on the Alibaba. So he played a very important role and hold a similar philosophy about the company, how to start from. They will some kind of discuss, then the Jack Ma contribute to their business or their study in the Alibaba company. So they start to work from the China, and finally they start up in the American market. So I think he is a best successful businessman in the global. I know.
Yes.
Are you finished?
Mention. I'm finished. Yeah.
Was that did you have one? This was part 2, right?
Yeah.
Did you have 1 minute to think before you started talking?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I can tell that it was a little bit hard for you to keep going. You repeated yourself a lot, and I think that's because you ran out of things to say. Is that true?
Yeah, I think that I don't have any idea.
Okay, so that's a big problem that a lot of students have with with part 2 is that they can't talk for the whole time. We actually have a few strategies that we can use to make sure that we plan effectively and make sure that we have new things to say instead of repeating the same thing again and again. One thing that we do is something called the question method. I'll have a little segment on this after we finish group talking when we come back all together. By the way, really, there was one thing that really impressed me. I was writing down a sentence that you were saying wrong, and then you fixed it by adding a word. You said, in the American, and I was like, oh, he's going to make a mistake. But then you said market. In the American market. In the American market is perfect. High-level English. Great vocab. So good save. Really good job there.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
I believe Van Tran, can Jalen and Chung, can you guys ask Van Tran a part 3 question?
Part 3?
Yeah.
Okay. Since Ventran was still a student, coordinator of the box.
What was the main reason?
Okay, you go first.
What's the main reason you choose your? What's the main reason you choose in your study?
Pardon? You choose what?
I asked a question about what's the main reasons you choose your study.
Okay, that's more of a part 1 question. So part 3 would be something like
Well, ask. Let me try.
Okay,
should
go ahead.
Children, yeah, Vincent, I will ask you, should children work while they are at school? You think?
Well, personally, I think children should be taught to, to be familiar with work when they are at school, because I think that if they have this experience, they can perform better in their real work in the future, so that it will help them a lot.
But won't that also affect the quality of their education?
Yes, what?
Sorry, won't that negatively affect the quality of their education if they stop studying to do some work?
I think it will have serious impact on children if they leave school and start to work when they were in school, because I think that if they quit studying, they will be no longer trained and instructed by teacher, and then they will fail.
Okay, I have 3 things that I want to say about your second answer. Your first answer was fine. Your answer to Chang's question was fine. But the 3 things about your answer to my question. Number 1, this is for all of our viewers. Be careful of flip-flopping. So Van Tran clearly said, I think children should work while they are students. And my question was connected to that. My question was saying, if you think that it's okay for them to work, what about the fact that it can negatively hurt or negatively affect or hurt their education, their school? And then, Van Tran, your answer was disconnected from your first answer. Your answer was not connected to your first answer. You were starting to talk about children who leave school early. What you should say is, I think that it won't hurt their school. It won't hurt their studies. Otherwise, it sounds like you're flip-flopping. Flip-flopping is when you change your answer very quickly. So, for example, if I say, Van Tran, do you like pizza? Van Tran, do you like pizza?
Oh, yes.
Okay, but pizza is so unhealthy. It's bad for you. And then if Van Tran
Yeah.
says, you're right, I don't like pizza, that's flip-flopping. So be careful of flip-flopping when you guys are talking to English speakers. This is actually a cultural thing. In America, we're very direct, and also disagreement is okay. If you disagree with someone, there's not a problem with that. In a lot of Eastern cultures, being in harmony, not disagreeing, is more important. And so this is a really interesting cultural thing between the West and the East. When you guys are taking your test, don't change your answer. Stand by yourself. Be confident. Say no. Children should work when they study.
Because I think initially she is asking me about should children be taught to work lead by the teacher when they were in school.
So like students who leave school early?
No, I mean
Go ahead. It's okay.
yeah, I mean that children should be taught about their work and be familiar with the work so that in the future they can be more confident and experienced.
Yes, that, like I said, that is a very good answer. What Van Tran said is her idea was if students start working early, they have experience when they leave school, which is 100% true. But what I was doing was I was pushing your answer. I was saying, yes, it will give them work experience, but if they are working, doesn't that mean they're also not studying? Do you see that, Van Tran?
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's okay. It's perfectly okay. So that was the first thing, and this is not specific to you, Van Tran. This happens all the time. Students love to flip-flop when someone pushes them. So the second thing was you had a circular argument at the end. What a circular argument means is it's where you say something is true because the same thing is true. To give you an example, let me think. Teacher Michael is handsome because Teacher Michael is handsome. That's a circular argument. It doesn't make sense, but it's a mistake that a lot of students do end up making. Okay, but Van Tran, really good answer. You had a great answer to Chang's question. It was just when I pushed you too hard. So, Van Tran, can you now ask Chang a difficult question, since she was so mean to you and gave you such a hard one?
No. Okay, come on.
So which part?
Part 3, please.
Yes. How has work changed in the past 50 years?
Say that one more time. How has what changed in the past 50 years?
Yes.
How has work changed? Okay, yeah. How has work changed in the past 50 years? Okay. That is a tough one. Thank you for choosing it, Van Tran. Chang, good luck.
It's a very it's a very huge question. For me, the technology or work on the internet is the biggest things I think is the biggest change in the past 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly, for example, my work was mostly a secretary. At school, assist teachers or professors doing things to help students learning.
Mm-hmm.
While the technology things won't influence me too much. I don't have to change my working type too much. But since the pandemic, and oh no, shit, I got the wrong direction. So sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, in my experience, there's lots of jobs need to change online, and in fact, even when you're just teaching in school, you all need to have to learn some technology skill to help you to teach. These things happen extremely when it comes to pandemic. For example, one of my professors denied to use PPT, PowerPoint or any electronic, and ask students don't use any electronic
Okay.
equipment on the class. Yeah.
Okay.
Chang, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
And should I keep or just?
So no, I interrupted you. On purpose.
yeah, I know. I have distracted. Yeah.
So I have 3 things to say about your answer. Okay. I'll start with the good. Excellent fluency, good vocab, a couple grammar problems, but like I said, vocab and fluency were quite good. The 2 things that I wanted to point out. Number 1 is you guys may have noticed, Jaylin and Van Tran. Did I ask her a follow-up question?
No.
No, I didn't.
No.
Because she talked. So because her answer was so long, I did not ask her a follow-up question. So this is something to keep in mind. The follow-up questions come when the examiner wants more information. That being said, I also interrupted her. And I want you guys to know, I want everyone to know, if the examiner interrupts you, don't take it personally. The examiner needs to make you go through a certain number of questions before the end of the test. So if you keep talking too long on one question, they will stop you to be like, okay, let's go to the next one. Okay. For the content of your answer, it was quite good. The one thing that you need to worry about, though, is that your example and where you focused on was a bit too recent. So how has technology changed in the past 50 years? You did a great job starting about when you started your job, but then you were specifically talking about the pandemic, which is very recent.
Yeah.
Do you see that?
Get the wrong. Yeah, I see that.
Yeah. For example, I would say it's changed a lot in the last 50 years because of technology. 50 years ago, my parents or my grandparents used to work on a farm, and they used animal labor. But then, because of advances in technology, they were able to get jobs in the city to work in a factory, and now their children are working in offices using a lot more technology. Do you see that?
Yes, I see that.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, so like I said, the answer itself was not terrible at all. It was actually quite good. This is just a technical thing that I want to point out. By the way, this is on YouTube, so if you guys want, you guys can go back and listen to my answer again if it was too fast.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Chang, can you please ask Jaylin a part 3 question?
This question.
Okay. Wait a minute. I missed the part 3.
Shooting year.
Part 3.
There's just so many to choose from, right?
Okay.
Maybe the version better.
Hey, Jaylin, you can't choose.
Okay, I will ask you, how is our definition of work changing?
You're so mean, Chang.
I think that's the most interesting question.
It is the most interesting. It's also the most difficult. Go ahead, Jaylin, do your best.
Yeah.
So the question is, how is our definition of work changing?
And this is talking about like at a societal level. So how does your culture define work now, and how is that changing?
Well, I can't say my work change about the definition is on your responsibility. You know, the company will group to the big company because every company is start from the very little group or the people they will learn every work on their own. But in these days, big company they will very careful about your job or work to define your work experience when they look for the job to look for the people to hang on this job. So I think this is a very difficult situation or for people when they change their career or they find the new job or they apply for their job on the job website such as 104 or the 1111 website. So in these days, I think the best definition about the work changing is depend on the company. Yeah, they will find the people. They reckon the people. They will very in this job in this position or the career, and I think it's depend on you. Yeah,
Okay.
depend on the employer. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay.
It's so tough.
Okay. Okay. So what I've done for you, Jalen, is I took what you were saying and I changed it to be using higher level vocabulary and higher level grammar. So I'll read it out for you. Okay. Our responsibilities at our jobs are changing a lot. We are also doing a lot more independent work. A lot of people are finding their jobs are a lot less secure. And the way we find work is changing too. Our definition of work is starting to vary from company to company and position to position. So this is at the end of the document, by the way, where you guys can see everything. And I think with the changes to vocabulary and grammar, it's quite a good answer. But because this is so difficult, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the question that Chang asked Jalen, and I'm going to ask Chang the same question.
Same question.
So how is our definition of work changing?
I want to answer this question from my personal experience rather than the observation about society.
So sorry to interrupt you.
Okay.
You can have that as a preamble and then answer it as your personal experience. What I mean by preamble, for anyone who's listening, she says that first to say how she's going to define the definition, and then she jumps into it. You can do that, but I do want to say that when you are taking this exam, the questions that you have at the end of the test are always going to be about societal changes, and you're talking about it in an abstract way. So you can answer it the way that you were about to, but they probably want to hear the more abstract, direct way.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Mine. Okay. I will restart again. I think that. I think the definition of job has changed a lot during the past maybe 50 years ago. For example, job for my parents, it is something necessary. They have to live on the job. So there's no question about what is the meaning about working or a job. But for me, maybe just 30 years after, but for me as maybe a 30 years age, we were starting to rethink about why we need a job for our life and what is job means to ourselves. And the consideration is totally different because we are considering more our own what is the meaning for ourselves to live rather than my parents or the generation of my parents that they think about more.
Okay, what's driving this change?
What's driving this change?
Yep.
Driving this change.
By the way, this is for Jalen and Van Trand. If you guys don't know a word, you can ask.
What the change? I'm not pretty sure, but the condition may be very different. For example, if we are all 38, for my parents on that time, they don't have to worry much about having a house or having a career, and getting married, have a boy, a girl, or a child is just normal. But for now me, it is hard for to imagine we could buy a house or have a maybe we have more requirement about a great job. What is a great job mean?
Okay,
but it is
so
somehow hard.
Does that mean it's the fact that people are giving up that is leading people to change how they view work?
I think they need to limit their requirement or their desire about the future, or start to rethink why we should have a family, why we should raise the next generation. To restart.
Do you think that this has been a good change or a bad change? How we're defining work?
I'm not pretty sure how to evaluate it is a good thing or bad thing. But for my parents, they will be worried, and for me, that won't be a worry. But if you are viewing maybe 100 years ago, it might be they might be worried because they're on very more because it's somehow more focused on ourselves rather than the community. I'm not pretty sure. But maybe that is what I'm concerned. Yeah, it's been more individualized.
Okay. All right, guys. You guys have done a great job. Unfortunately, we are reaching the end of our live stream. Thank you, everyone, for coming. I'm going to put everyone into one room now so we can all chat together. Thanks for that answer, Chang.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
So let's just move them to us. Okay, hello everybody.
Hi.
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 You guys did a great job chatting with each other. Unfortunately, we are reaching the end of our live stream. So before we leave, first of all, do you guys have any questions for me? This could also be you guys asking me to give you a high-level answer. And second, I do want to remind you guys that this Discord is always open. You guys can come at any time. I just do recommend, if you're looking for a partner, that you guys set a time first and then make sure you guys show up to that time. When you just show up and say, hey, I'm free, there often aren't other people on. So if you guys want to use this time to set up for the future, like just to practice chatting on your own, I highly recommend it.
Thank you very much.
Okay. So do you guys have any questions for me?
Yay, question time!
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was wondering how about the next week topic.
Me and Phil haven't decided yet. Do you have a suggestion?
I don't have any idea.
Once or twice a week. Could that be?
The suggestion is the more the better.
Okay.
The better.
Do you guys have a preferred topic you guys want to see in the next couple weeks? So far we've done the environment, natural disasters, jobs, work, technology. Are there any other topics you guys want us to talk about?
Weather.
Weather? Okay.
But weather is similar to the environment.
That is true. It's pretty. It can be similar.
Culture.
Culture. Okay. What about clothes?
Okay.
Oh, clothes is
No,
clothes is
lock
hard
down,
to
lock down.
answer.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Sounds great.
Sounds great. Awesome. Okay. Do you guys have any other questions?
Sorry, can I ask one more?
Yeah, of course. As many as you want.
Could you explain keen on and how to say keen on and keen about something?
Okay. I think that
Because I feel they're really confused.
Okay. I'm really keen on cooking. I'm really keen on skydiving. This is the sentence frame you would use. I'm quite keen about animals. I don't know if that's a good collocation. Keen on is definitely okay. I don't know if keen about is okay. It looked okay when I first looked at it, but now that I'm trying to make a sentence, it sounds weird. What are you keen about?
Okay.
Strange.
So, always keen on something, like it's always a noun.
Yep, and it's always going to be an interest.
Okay.
You can also be keen on someone, and that means you have a crush on them.
Okay.
Yes.
Is one more question okay, sir?
Yeah, of course.
Is interpret is the same as explain?
They are a little bit different. So if you explain something, that means you are going to say why it happens. So why is the sky blue? Okay, that's too difficult. Why is Teacher Michael handsome? Because
that's a very
tall.
difficult question to answer.
It's very easy because he's tall. Because he's very tall. Interpret. Tall and charming. And he has a nice smile. There we go. I can just keep adding more and more. Interpret means that you are saying how you understand something. So we usually use it with languages. Can you help me interpret this sentence? This English sentence.
Oh yeah.
Okay. It's used in the noun form a lot. Like, he works as an interpreter.
Yeah. So that interpret is wider than explain. It's wider.
It's narrower.
Huh?
Yes. How would you interpret this? So this could be like a painting. So this would be like, what was the author trying to say? What was the painter trying to say in the painting? How would you interpret this? Yeah, explain is more broad.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, just to give you 2 more sentences. Can you explain why he tried to kill me? Because he was jealous. You are just too handsome, Michael. Okay. And then if you wanted to use interpret, what did you interpret from his murder attempt? This is like when he was coming at you, when he was trying to stab or shoot you, what meaning did you glean from it?
个也不一样，我能去买大楼啊，自己去买房子啊。
You're not muted. Okay. Any more questions, guys?
Thank you, sir.
No problem. You guys are so mean giving me such difficult questions.
I'm sorry, Michael. Is the time schedule will be the same next week?
We are actually, you guys may see this as bad news, but we are actually going to be cutting back our schedule a little bit. We are only going to be doing 3 live streams a week. I know it's so sad, but remember, you guys have made friends here, and you guys can find people to chat with through the Discord, I hope. We are going to be keeping the most popular ones. So basically, we're going to be dropping the ones that no one came to. The reading and the writing, we are going to, and the listening we are going to drop. We are going to keep the speaking, the vocabulary, and the mock exams.
Okay.
I know, it's so sad.
So both speaking are still going on?
Yep.
Like the one
That's
with
right.
Phil and
Saturday's
one
class
with you.
and Sunday's and Friday's class. Sorry, Friday's Phil's mock speaking exam, and this Saturday class will continue.
Okay.
Yep. And same with Monday's vocab, because people like vocabulary for some reason. You weirdos.
Great. Is anyone willing to join Discord to practice?
Oh, that's a really good question. I will leave you guys to continue that conversation. And also don't forget, I highly recommend you guys set a time and a date later as well after you guys continue to practice here. All right, bye everybody. You guys have been fantastic. Thanks for sticking around. I hope you found this useful. Bye guys.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Michael.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So that brings us to the end. Thank you, everyone who has joined. You guys were fantastic. And yeah, I hope you guys show up on Monday for the vocab lesson, on Friday for the mock exam, and on Saturday for more speaking. I promise we are still working on the formula. We are still trying to make this better and better. And we are going to be having a way to... and we will be working. So Raghav asks, what's my height? I am 188 centimeters. Or in English, I am 6'2". That's my height. And thank you, Art and Interests, Chung. I will definitely add those. All right, guys. We are always trying to make this better. If you guys have any suggestions, leave a comment. We would love to see them and try to implement them. Next Saturday, I'm going to try to make sure that there's even more speaking, and I'm also going to try to rotate speaking partners. I felt like people were kind of stuck with the same person for way too long. So thank you everyone for joining, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the future. Bye everybody!